Now then, meaning this is the conviction that understanding births in us. Now then, we are ambassadors for Christ, as though God were pleading through us. We implore you on Christ's behalf. That is what it means to be the image of God. Meaning everything we do is on Christ's behalf. Are you listening to me? Because we are here, nobody will look for God. Everything Christ would have done or had as a priority, that is why we are here. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. That is what it means to be an ambassador. And even more, that is what it means to image God. That like Jesus, you can sit and say, if you knew the gift of God and he who is talking to you, come on, are you getting what I'm saying? Now everywhere you go, you are supposed to be the gift of God to that place. People that God has been trying to reach, the moment you go there, now he has a chance. How did this church start years ago? The Lord told me, drive to Ibadan. And it was very strange, remember? So I called a driver and I just drove. Nowhere to go. No agenda. The driver was so confused. I went to University of Ibadan, sat at the car park, prayed for a bit, went to an eatery to buy something. The Lord wanted to show me something. At the end of that, he said, it is time to come to the city. The Lord can lead you. Are you listening to me? What are some of the signs that you're walking in purpose? Number one will be the commitment of God to what you are doing. The commitment of God to what you're doing. You see, life can be easier. There is something called effortless rhythms of grace. Some people enjoy it, and some others are struggling. And the reason is this is the dividing line. Many people are trying to get God to bless what they are doing. Some others are doing what God is blessing. Do you understand the difference? It's a big difference. Both are religious, or one is religious, the other is spiritual. Doing what God is blessing. So some people just enjoy it easy. They see the hand of God in an easy way. One way to know that you are doing what God has called you to do is the commitment of God. So Moses can say, well, how will the people know that you sent me? And what did God tell him? Drop your rod on the floor. When he dropped it, what happened? It turned to a serpent. He said, pick it up again. God was announcing his commitment. If you go where I send you, the supernatural will not be scarce. Are you listening to me? Provision will not be scarce. You see, the resources are in the place of your assignment. I know it's cliche, you've heard it in church many times. Your location is in the place of your divine location. The commitment of God. Life doesn't have to be easy. Life doesn't have to be difficult, I beg your pardon. Life can be easy. Just go where God has sent you. You want to see what is called election of grace? Go where God has sent you. This, my friends, is the secret of this ministry. We work hard, but we went. That's the thing. God said go, and we went. He's making a name for himself with our lives. Can you say that he's making a name for himself with my life? Say it with conviction, like he can hear you. Say, God is making a name for himself with my life. Say it again. Say, God is making a name for himself with my life. Say this only if you mean it. Say, where he sends me, I will go. Hallelujah. This is how gospel champions are made.
gospel champions.
While some spectators are looking in the boat, some are walking on water. See, even if you took 3 steps and you sank eventually, you are not the same as those who never tried. You are not the same. You are not the same. You are not the same. The moment you choose to obey God, you are not on the same level. That the thrice holy God is calling out from heaven, whom shall I send? Who will go? Who will go? 2,000 years after, the harvest is still plenteous. There may be 5 churches on your street, but I tell you, the laborers are still few. To begin with, not everyone who has a church is laboring. There is a laborer that ought not to be ashamed. There are different types of laborers. Rightly dividing the word of truth. So there can be many churches and very few laborers. The laborers are still few. Stand up and be counted. The second way to know that you are on your journey in purpose is the consecrations that God will demand of you. The consecration. Let me tell you something. If you go to a building site, even if you have not seen the building plan, from the type of priority that is given to the foundation, you can know how high the building is going. When you just see 3 coaches, you know it's not going very high. I read building in school. There was a particular site, because I worked with Julius Berger for a while. 1 year, the building had not come off the ground. They spent time to dig deep. The foundation was deep. I mean, 1 year and they had not gotten to the superstructure, and not because they are slow. You know the reputation of the company. It was going to be a massive project. They took time, more than 1 year, no sign. The people around would have been wondering, what kind of project is this? Night and day you are working and you are still down. It's because of how high they are going. Let me tell you something. When you are David, and they send you to watch over the sheep, it might seem like suffering. There is a reason your life is the way it is. God is preparing you. Or let me say, like Joseph, why are you in prison? What did you do? That is where you learn to interpret dreams. Are you getting what I'm saying? That is where you learn. That is where you learn. You may not understand it. You may not understand why your priorities are the way they are. Jesus at the age of 12 is talking to lawyers and doctors. Why is he doing that? His mates at that age are playing video games or playing suwe. Why is God demanding this of you? Every 2 nights, God is asking for a vigil. God is asking for more study. He's pushing you for a reason.